News Services Division of All India Radio presents Money Matters.
देश और लोगों के वित्त और अर्थव्यवस्था से जुड़ा कार्यक्रम
About savings, investments, borrowings and taxations.
हिंदी और इंग्लिश में सीधा प्रसारण
On our digital platforms.
सुनना ना भूलें हर रोज शाम 4:05 से 4:30 तक।
Money Matters.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Money Matters, our daily show on all things to do with personal finance. You're listening to Money Matters on the official All India Radio News YouTube channel and other digital platforms. This is an interactive show where you can also participate, and you can do that simply by typing your comments in the live chat section below the video that you see right now. Or you can send us an email on moneymatters.air@gmail.com. That's moneymatters with an S. We announce the topic of the show one day in advance so that you can send in your questions in advance. So tomorrow's topic will be investment in corporate bonds. But our topic for today is investment in government bonds. My name is V. Ravi Kumar and with me is my co-anchor in Hindi, Vishal Sharma.
नमस्कार, मनी मैटर्स में आप सभी का स्वागत। देश और लोगों के वित्त और अर्थव्यवस्था से जुड़े इस कार्यक्रम में हम रोज एक निर्धारित विषय पर अपनी चर्चा करते हैं। आज का विषय है सरकारी बॉन्ड्स में निवेश। इस कार्यक्रम में हम आपके सवाल भी शामिल करेंगे। प्रश्न भेजने के लिए आप हमारा ईमेल आईडी नोट कर सकते हैं moneymatters.air@gmail.com। आज के कार्यक्रम में हमारे साथ चर्चा के लिए स्टूडियो में आमंत्रित हैं आर्थिक विशेषज्ञ पुनीत जैन। पुनीत, नमस्कार।
धन्यवाद विशाल।
मनी मैटर्स में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत। और सबसे पहला सवाल पुनीत यहाँ पर यही उठता है कि सरकारी बॉन्ड्स आखिर हैं क्या और निवेश का इनमें निवेश किस तरीके से किया जाता है?
विशाल, देखिए, जब हर साल सरकार अपना बजट पेश करती है तो आप देखेंगे एक टर्म यूज होती है फिस्कल डेफिसिट जी, या ये बेसिकली सरकार का जो सालाना खर्चा है वो उसकी आमदनी से कम होता है। और इस जो गैप है, जो खर्चा ज्यादा है और आमदनी कम है, ये जो गैप है, सरकार ये पैसा बोरो करती है स्मॉल इन्वेस्टर से या कहीं भी किसी भी इन्वेस्टर से, डोमेस्टिक या इंटरनेशनल, और उसके एवज में सरकार बॉन्ड्स इशू करती है। यानी एक तरह से कि IOU, क्या मैं आपके लिए आपसे पैसा लेता हूं इतने समय के लिए, उसके लिए समय निर्धारित करते हैं। वो ये अलग अलग समय सीमा के बॉन्ड्स होते हैं, 2 वर्ष, 1 वर्ष से भी कम के पीरियड के भी होते हैं, 1 वर्ष से ज्यादा पीरियड के भी होते हैं, अप टू 40 ईयर्स, 40 वर्ष तक के
काफी
लंबी अवधि के भी होते हैं, और इंटरेस्ट रेट भी इसमें अलग अलग होता है। तो सरकार ये पैसा बोरो करती है और ये सबसे हाईएस्ट सेफ्टी आप कह सकते हैं कि होती है, क्योंकि ये गवर्नमेंट की बोरोइंग है। इसकी जो सेफ्टी है वो गवर्नमेंट प्रोवाइड करती है,
जोखिम ना के बराबर,
बिल्कुल जीरो जोखिम है। जो सरकार उसकी गारंटी होती है सरकार की कि ये बॉन्ड्स है, बिल्कुल सेफ है। अभी तक क्या रहा है, हमने ये अभी हाल ही में अगर आप देखें तो गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स की बात ज्यादा होती है। हालांकि कई हमेशा से ही सरकार ये इशू करती रही है बॉन्ड्स, लेकिन पहले जो बहुत बड़े इन्वेस्टर्स थे, यानी बैंक्स, फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस, म्यूचुअल फंड्स या LIC या इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज, सिर्फ ये बहुत बड़ी बड़ी संस्थाएं ही इन बॉन्ड्स को खरीद सकती हैं, क्योंकि इसका क्वांटम बहुत होता है। जैसे इस वर्ष यदि हम देखें तो सरकार करीब 7 लाख करोड़ से ज्यादा के बॉन्ड्स इशू करेगी, और वो ज्यादातर वो पब्लिक प्रोविडेंट फंड या EPF या बॉन्ड या इंश्योरेंस, बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज ही, बड़े बड़े फंड्स या संस्थाएं उसको इन्वेस्ट कर सकते थे। लेकिन हाल ही में पिछले 2-3 वर्षों में सरकार ने जो छोटे निवेशक हैं, स्मॉल इन्वेस्टर हैं, जो कुछ हजार रुपया या कुछ लाख रुपया इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं और हाईएस्ट सेफ्टी में करना चाहते हैं, उनके लिए भी ये सुविधा उन्होंने अब खोल दिया। तो कई जरिए हैं जिसके वो डायरेक्टली भी इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं, स्मॉल इन्वेस्टर्स गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स में, म्यूचुअल फंड्स के जरिए भी कर सकते हैं, ETF के जरिए भी कर सकते हैं। तो कई तरीके से वो इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं। तो इसलिए अब हम देख रहे हैं कि इन जो इंटरेस्ट है गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स में वो काफी बढ़ गया है।
See, RBI, if you see, has been taking several initiatives to bring awareness about G-Sec markets among the retail investors as well. As you mentioned, the large investors have been doing it for donkey's years, but the retail investors, many of them don't even know that they can invest directly with the government through the government securities or government bonds. Now, the question that arises is, okay, I'm a small investor and I know by the end of this program they'll know how to buy a government bond. The question is, why should they buy a government bond when they have probably a fixed deposit, a mutual fund and a corporate bond, so many options? Why should I buy a government bond?
So, Ravi, you're right. But the biggest benefit of a government bond is that it is the safest form of investment. This is, if everything else fails, if all other financial instruments fail, even then, Government of India, because Government of India stands behind these bonds, therefore it is the highest rated bond for any domestic investor. That having said that, also Government of India keeps changing the interest rate on these bonds because they are linked to market. What happens usually is that these bonds are sold through an auction by Reserve Bank of India. Therefore, if we find that interest rate environment is going higher in market, you will find that yields, the interest rate which is called on as the interest rate on bonds is called, these yields start rising on government bonds. So you can get a higher interest rate when interest rates tend to move higher. And of course, like I said, they're very liquid. So very large quantities of these bonds can be sold in a fraction of a second. You may take some time. You may be subject to government, price movement, substantial price risk on stocks and other corporate bonds. But government bonds are usually very stable. They don't move very much in short period of time, and they're very liquid. You can sell them. You can give them as collateral. So very, very marketable security.
जी पुनीत, आपने यहाँ बात करी इंटरेस्ट रेट, दो शब्द आपने इस्तेमाल किए, दो टर्म्स, और यील्ड, इन दोनों में क्या कोई फर्क है?
And add the coupon as well, this is the normal term that
और जो सरकारी बॉन्ड्स होते हैं, इनकी ब्याज दर तय कैसे होती है?
थोड़ा सा ये कॉम्प्लिकेटेड सवाल है, इसलिए मैं थोड़ा आपका वो चाहूंगा पेशेंस. देखिए, जब गवर्नमेंट अपने बॉन्ड्स बेचती है तो रिजर्व बैंक के थ्रू बेचती है, और रिजर्व बैंक अपने बॉन्ड्स को ऑक्शन करता है. रिजर्व बैंक ये नहीं कहता कि मैंने 7% ब्याज जो कूपन, वो एक कूपन अनाउंस करती है सरकार. मान लीजिए 100 रुपए का बॉन्ड है, तो गवर्नमेंट ये कहती है कि हम 7% यानी इंटरेस्ट रेट कहते हैं उसको, कूपन कहते हैं इन केस ऑफ बॉन्ड्स, कि 7% उसका कूपन रेट है. यानी गवर्नमेंट जो है वो 7% रेट इंटरेस्ट देगी. लेकिन जब वो बेचने जाती है तो रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया उस बॉन्ड को हाईएस्ट बिडर को, यदि आपको 7% से कम इंटरेस्ट भी आपको गवारा है, तो आप हो सकता है आप 101 रुपए में वो बॉन्ड खरीदने के लिए तैयार हो, तो आपका इंटरेस्ट रेट जो है वो 7% ही रहेगा. आपकी जो एक्चुअल रियलाइजेशन है, आपको 101 रुपए पे 7 रुपया मिलेगा, तो आप मान लीजिए आपकी जो रियलाइजेशन हो गई वो 7% से कम हो गई. जो मार्केट रेट पर हमें इंटरेस्ट रेट पड़ा, क्योंकि मैं बाजार से खरीदता हूँ ये बॉन्ड, ये सरकार मुझे सीधा इशू नहीं करती, वो 100 रुपए पे मुझे इशू नहीं कर रही. 100 रुपया फेस वैल्यू है उसका. जब गवर्नमेंट उसको मैच्योर करेगी तो 100 रुपए पे करेगी. ये मेरे ऊपर है कि मैं उसको बाजार में ऑक्शन में किस प्राइस पे खरीदूं, और वो प्राइस चेंज होती रहती है. और जिस प्राइस में मैंने खरीदा, यदि मैं उसके ऊपर अपना इंटरेस्ट रेट कैलकुलेट करूंगा, तो जो आपको रियलाइजेशन होगी, जो आपको नेट इंटरेस्ट रेट पड़ेगा, वो उसको हम यील्ड कहते हैं.
So we looked at what is a government bond, and then we looked at why should somebody who's probably a retail investor look at a government bond. Now let's come to the third W, which is who. Now somebody listening to this show might be a homemaker, somebody might be a retired banker, somebody might be something else, so, or somebody might be an NRI who might be listening to this show. So who all can buy a government bond? Is there any restriction, age limit or category limit or residence limit?
So, see, like I said earlier, there are large institutions which in any case buy. So, in some way you can say everybody has an exposure to government bonds because we all have either a PPF account or
even an
EPF
policy
account or insurance policy and or pension account, and all these big funds, they buy government bonds. So, to some extent we have an indirect exposure to government bonds. However, earlier retail small investors could not buy government bonds directly or hold them in their interest in their account, in their demat accounts, because like I said earlier, the ticket size was very large and the process of sale, which was through auction, was very cumbersome. Retail investor could not participate in that auction process. So now government has made it possible for retail investors to also buy these bonds from the secondary market. So there are 2-3 options that we can buy it. So all the resident Indians, HUF, individuals, they can buy these bonds. Even companies can buy these bonds.
There's no age limit. You could even be a minor and buy this?
You can, but in case of minors, it is the guardian in whose benefit the shares of the bonds will be held. So basically the interest rate will be clubbed, effectively the interest rate will be clubbed with the income of the guardian and not in the name of the minor, which is the income tax law. So clearly all legal entities in India can buy these bonds. However, there are some categories of bonds like the RBI bond, which can only be held by individuals or the HUF.
So we looked at what, why, and who. Comes the question that's most common is when. Is it available on the tap? Is it available only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as my broker tells me? Or when is it available?
So, Ravi, theoretically, these bonds are available on tap because you can go to the National Stock Exchange NSE site. You can buy it like any other share or stocks that you buy on the NSE through any broker. You can simply go to the NSE. If you have an account through a broker, you can buy these bonds. These bonds are then held in your Demat account. So it is as easy as that. There is no complication.
So I need a Demat account to have a government security, or can I even have it in a physical form?
No, you cannot, because now government has made it specifically clear that these bonds can only be held in Demat form, and they are issued only by RBI in a dematerialized form. So you need a Demat account, but there are many other ways that you can buy. So one is, of course, you can buy directly through the stock exchange. The other is that you can buy the mutual funds. Some mutual fund schemes are there which buy a very large number of government securities, the government bonds, and then they distribute them proportionately among unit holders, like any other mutual fund. So the benefit there is that you can buy different types of government bonds in a scheme. Otherwise, if I buy one government bond, then I can buy only for a specific tenure or for a specific interest rate. But if I buy a mutual fund, I can buy a diversified portfolio of government securities. Then there is another variation of mutual funds, which is called the ETF, the Exchange Traded Funds. The ETF is also similar to mutual funds, except that the composition of the holding can be changed is predefined by the fund manager, and he cannot change it in between. In mutual funds, what we can do is we can buy shares or bonds, and we can keep buying and selling them on the discretion of the fund manager. But in ETF, that does not happen. In case of ETF, the fund manager predefines the holding that he will have. So that is also a good way of investing in government bonds. And the benefit in ETF is, of course, the cost is very, very low. The transaction cost is very low.
So do we have a government bonds ETF in India?
We do have government bond ETFs. They are also floated by mutual funds. In fact, LIC's Life Insurance Corporation of India has a very popular government bond ETF.
तो म्यूचुअल फंड के जरिए अगर हम आपके हिसाब से देखें तो म्यूचुअल फंड के जरिए निवेशक जो है इनडायरेक्टली सरकारी बॉन्ड्स में निवेश कर सकता है।
हाँ, बहुत आराम से। जैसे आप किसी भी म्यूचुअल फंड, जैसे स्टॉक्स खरीदते हैं, शेयर्स खरीदते हैं म्यूचुअल फंड का, इसी तरह से गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स का भी म्यूचुअल फंड है, आप वो खरीद सकते हैं। उसके कई फायदे हैं, क्योंकि उसके अंदर देखिए, जब आप गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड खरीदते हैं तो उसके अंदर इंटरेस्ट रेट जो कितना पीरियड का बॉन्ड है, यानी 2 साल का बॉन्ड है या 10 साल का बॉन्ड है। 2 साल के बॉन्ड्स होते हैं तो उसमें इंटरेस्ट रेट बहुत कम होता है। 10 साल का बॉन्ड होता है, उसमें इंटरेस्ट रेट ज्यादा होता है। उससे ज्यादा लंबी अवधि का आप बॉन्ड लेंगे तो इंटरेस्ट रेट और ज्यादा हो सकता है। लेकिन जब हम एक सिंगल बॉन्ड खरीदते हैं तो हमारे लिए मुश्किल होता है का फायदा उठाना। पर आप अगर म्यूचुअल फंड के जरिए खरीदते हैं तो म्यूचुअल फंड नॉर्मली इन सभी अवधि के बॉन्ड्स को एक बास्केट की तरह खरीदते हैं, तो आपको बेनिफिट लिक्विडिटी का भी मिलता है और आपको इंटरेस्ट रेट का भी बेनिफिट मिलता है।
While there are benefits of mutual funds and you can probably buy them without the necessity of having a Demat account, there's one thing which we must probably clarify, Puneet, is that when we say that a sovereign government bond, a government bond that is issued by the sovereign is almost zero risk, is because a person holds it from at the time of issue till the time of maturity. If he comes in between and probably sells somewhere in between using the secondary market, he might actually lose money. Isn't that correct?
That is true. So technically, if you hold a government bond from the date of issue to the date of maturity, then you are assured of your principal amount to be returned, and interest will be repaid every 6 months. So on government bonds, I must also point out that government pays interest every 6 months. So it's a semi-annually.
So I can't give the option that pay me monthly.
No, that doesn't happen.
ये इंटरेस्ट रेट कांस्टेंट रहता है?
ये इंटरेस्ट रेट कांस्टेंट रहता है। तो आपको जब आप बॉन्ड खरीदते हैं, यदि उसका कूपन, जैसे हमने पहले कहा, कूपन 7% है, तो आपको जो फेस वैल्यू है बॉन्ड की, उसके ऊपर आपको 7% इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा। लेकिन मैं यहाँ क्लैरिफाई करूं कि जब हम खरीदने जाते हैं बॉन्ड, यदि मैं आज 10 साल का गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड खरीदने जाऊं बाजार से, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट सीधा वो बॉन्ड इशू नहीं कर रही, मुझे सीधा इशू नहीं कर रही, वो आरबीआई के थ्रू इशू कर रही है, तो उसका मार्केट रेट फर्क होगा। शायद मुझे 100 रुपए का बॉन्ड शायद 101 रुपए में मिले या 102 रुपए में मिले, तो मुझे जो ब्याज है वो 7% मेरा नहीं मिलेगा नेट में, कि मेरा ब्याज 102 के ऊपर 7 रुपया मिला,
यील्ड
तो
की जो बात
यील्ड हो गई वो 7% थोड़ी कम हो जाएगी।
तो ये यील्ड जो है यानी कि इसके लिए भी कई फैक्टर्स पे डिपेंड करती है ये यील्ड।
हाँ, तो जो रवि ने जो बात उठाई कि यदि मैं देखिए इसका बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग एक मैथमेटिक्स है कि जब भी इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ेंगे तो बाजारों में देखिए आज 6% मान लीजिए ब्याज चल रहा है, और वो ब्याज की दर जो है बाजार में ओपन मार्केट में वो 6% 7% हो जाती है, तो आप देखेंगे गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स के रेट जो है वो गिर जाएंगे, क्योंकि जो उसपे यील्ड है वो 7% को मैच करेगी। और यदि इंटरेस्ट रेट गिरने शुरू होते हैं तो हम देखते हैं गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स का रेट बढ़ जाते हैं, जैसे हाल में हुआ। अभी पिछले 1 वर्ष में हमने देखा है गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स में बहुत भारी तेजी आई है। तो जो रवि ने बताया कि यदि हम बॉन्ड्स को बाजार में बेचने का, हम बॉन्ड्स को वापस सरकार को तो बेच नहीं सकते, बॉन्ड्स को हमें बाजार में बेचना पड़ता है, तो यदि हमें ऐसे समय पे बेचना पड़े जब इंटरेस्ट रेट्स हाई है तो हमें पता चलेगा कि उसमें हमें रेट जो है वो लो मिलेगा। तो इसका जो फेस वैल्यू है बॉन्ड्स की या मार्केट वैल्यू है वो बदलती रहेगी।
यहाँ एक सवाल और कि क्या इन सरकारी बॉन्ड्स की भी रेटिंग्स होती हैं?
देखिए सरकारी बॉन्ड्स की रेटिंग सॉवरेन बॉन्ड में बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि सॉवरेन बॉन्ड्स तो AAA रेटेड गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स ही हैं।
We will continue this very engaging discussion with Puneet on government bonds, but after a short break. Welcome back to Money Matters. We would like to tell you that our topic for tomorrow is investment in corporate bonds. On Wednesday, we will cover investment in exchange-traded funds or ETFs. Puneet was mentioning ETFs during this program as well. So if you have any queries about any of these topics, do email them to us at moneymatters.air@gmail.com, and don't forget to tune in at 4:05 p.m. tomorrow to listen to the program dedicated to investment in corporate bonds. Or if you miss it, you can go to our channel, that is News on AIR Official, click on the playlist called Money Matters and listen to any of the shows, and you will clearly see the topic of the show mentioned on the video thumbnail, like the program today has a clear thumbnail which says investment in government bonds. So coming back to the topic today, Puneet, you have very clearly expounded upon the fact that what is a government bond and why should a retail investor buy it, and who can buy it and when can he buy it. The question that probably you partially answered already is, where can I buy it from? So, but would you like to formally answer that once again?
So we can also buy it, again there are a variety of methods of buying it. Like I said earlier, mutual funds, ETFs, etc. You can buy directly on the stock exchange also, and some of the banks also allow their clients to invest directly in the RBI auction. So they aggregate the demand from retail investors, and there is a form that you can fill and you can submit to the bank, and then they can bid on your behalf. So those options are there. However, I think for the retail investor, the best way to go is to invest either through an ETF or a mutual fund, or if they are really a little more savvy, or they want to hold an investment for a very long period of time, then they can buy directly from the National Stock Exchange any of the bonds.
And let's say let's not talk about the mutual fund here, but let's say I directly invest using the NSE GoBid app, or probably using my Demat account, my broker. What are the tax implications? Because you said I'm going to get a coupon every 6 months, which is the interest rate that I get. And at the time of selling, I might probably, because as you mentioned, if the interest rates in the system fall, there's an inverse correlation with the prices. The prices might be higher. So if I sell it with a higher price, there might be a capital gain as well. So how is this taxed?
So government bonds are taxed. The income that you get, the interest that you get is taxed normally. It is added to the income and subjected to normal taxes. And capital gains is also subjected to tax. So government bonds provide no tax incentive per se. There are government bonds which provide tax incentives, like tax-free bonds, which are offered through government-owned entities. But government itself does not offer any tax benefits. There are, for example, there are government-owned entities like NHAI or Rural Electrification Corporation, which issue tax-free bonds. Investors who are looking for tax benefits can go to those bonds, but not government bonds per se.
And we have a question coming in from one of our listeners, Sanjeev. He's asking, is any registration required for buying these bonds apart from the normal things?
There is no registration required beyond the fact that if you are buying through the NSE, you have to have a broker account. If you are buying through a mutual fund or ETF, then you have to go through your mutual fund or an ETF account. So in that, in a way, you need to go through your broker to buy these bonds. You can't buy them directly from RBI, like I said. There is also something called RBI savings bonds. Now, a lot of people confuse government bonds with RBI savings bonds. They are two different entities. RBI saving bonds essentially are issued by RBI, and they have a 7-year lock-in. You can't buy or sell them. They are not tradable. They are not transferable. And so they carry 7.75% interest right now. So they are different from government bonds. They also are like a fixed deposit. But of course, the drawback is that they're not tradable at all. Once you buy them, there is no way you can liquidate them before 7 years. So I think government bonds offer a very good option in terms of ready liquidity anytime you want to encash those bonds.
जी पुनीत, ये हम आए दिन समाचार माध्यमों में देखते रहते हैं, सुनते रहते हैं, पढ़ते भी रहते हैं सॉवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड्स के बारे में। ये क्या है?
देखिए, सॉवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड्स भी एक प्रकार से गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स, जैसे हमने गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटी की बात करी, जब हम गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स की बात करते हैं तो उसमें लेन देन जो है रुपए में होता है, लेकिन सॉवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड्स का जो अंडरलाइंग एसेट है, जिसे कह सकते हैं हम, वो गोल्ड है। यानी गवर्नमेंट एक रेट इशू करती है, रेट अनाउंस करती है गोल्ड का। आज का रेट मान लीजिए 40,000 रुपया है, तो और 1 ग्राम की वेट के हिसाब से वो बॉन्ड्स को इशू करती है। तो आज यदि 40,000 का रेट गवर्नमेंट अनाउंस करती है तो वो 4,000 रुपए के फेस वैल्यू के आपको बॉन्ड्स देगी। उसकी एवज में आपको जो मेच्योरिटी होगी 5 साल बाद या 7 साल जो भी मेच्योरिटी पीरियड है, उसके बाद आपको गवर्नमेंट 1 ग्राम सोने के बराबर आपको पैसा देगी। तो आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट जो है वो सोने की प्राइस से लिंक्ड होता है। यहाँ एक नॉमिनल इंटरेस्ट रेट सरकार देती है 2.5% पर एनम का इंटरेस्ट भी आपको मिलता है अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट अमाउंट पर। उसके अलावा मेच्योरिटी पर आपको उतने सोने की वेट के बराबर
उस समय जो
सोने का दाम होगा आपको उतना पैसा मिलेगा।
It's interesting to look at the fact that while we hope that scenario never arises in India, but when we say sovereign and we say almost zero default, there have been instances in the past of, let's say, in Argentina in 2002 or Russia, which was Soviet Union at that point in time, 1998, and North Korea as well, where the country has defaulted on its bonds. So technically, it is possible that a sovereign can also default on its bonds.
No, Ravi, the defaults by Argentina or Russia or any other country were largely in foreign currency bonds. See, these are all, in fact, Government of India has never issued foreign currency bonds.
They were planning to in the budget, but it was
they have not,
held
because
back.
You cannot print dollars by yourself. But technically, Government of India will never be short of rupees because it has the power to print as many rupees as it wants. So, rupee bonds...
And Argentina defaulted because they had pegged it to the dollar, so they couldn't
exactly.
print
So
rupees.
they could not print it because
the local
currency was capped. In India, there is no such restriction. So technically, Government of India can print as much currency as it wants and honor its commitments.
So this is absolutely safe, because a lot of our callers ask this question: which bank should I invest in? Which bond should I invest in? So this is the knee plus ultra of safety.
This is the absolute gold standard of safety. I mean, there is no doubt that government bonds will be the last man standing in case of any financial crisis.
So I have the safety that my money, if I take a 10-year bond or a 20-year bond, I have the safety of my money, safety of my coupon, and also the possibility of getting a capital gain if the markets move, if the rates in India come down, which hopefully they will.
So for retail investors, the smartest thing to do is to buy a government bond and hold it till maturity, because then there is no risk to market movements. And like you said, my downside is capped by the face value. In case interest rates go down, then face value can be a capital gains.
So that's a cap on this very engaging discussion on investment in government bonds. So hopefully that whetted your appetite as well. And you can watch this show again on our YouTube channel, which is News on AIR Official. There's a playlist called Money Matters. Once again, we'd like to remind you that the topic for tomorrow's show is investment in corporate bonds. Do send in your questions on this topic in advance at moneymatters.air@gmail.com. Thank you, Puneet. Thank you, Vishal. And that's a wrap on this edition of Money Matters. Namaskar.
Namaskar.